So today we're going to be reviewing Absolute Catwoman #1, written by Chi Grayson and Scott Snyder, with artwork by Bengal. Selina Kyle has carved a good life for herself. She's become the greatest thief the world has ever known. With high-tech gear and weaponry, there's no place too secure for Catwoman. But when someone from her past comes knocking at her door, Selina's life comes crashing down around her. Now, this is really the first Absolute Universe spin-off book, because this spins out of Absolute Batman, of course. And I think one of the first questions is, if you haven't been reading Absolute Batman, could you actually start reading Absolute Catwoman? And I think you can for the most part. I mean, obviously, you don't really know the relationship between Selina in Gotham and Batman, but this story doesn't really deal with her being in Gotham, at least in this first issue. So I think it's definitely something you can pick up and read, even if you haven't read Absolute Batman. But what I think, even though Snyder is, one of the writers on the book, I think it really definitely stands on its own to where you can just enjoy it for being Catwoman. And I think, Selina Kyle's always been a very interesting character in the DC universe. And I think the way that Snyder has set her up in the regular Absolute Batman book has been quite intriguing. And I think that's why this spin-off of, this character into her own miniseries, I think is really a wise idea, because she is, yes, she's part of Batman and everything, but she definitely kind of has her own thing going. And of course, that's been set up here with, you're kind of jumping into the story that, she's a good thief and everything. But I think the more interesting thing is why is somebody coming after her, and who that is. And we get a bit of a reveal on the last page, which I will not spoil here, but I think it definitely kind of opens up as, like, once, you read the story and, it's setting everything up, and then all of a sudden there's this twist at the end. You're like, oh, this is really intriguing. And I really like that. And I'm a big fan of Bengal's artwork. And it's a really good looking book, and the story is really great by Grayson and Snyder. And then you add Bengal's artwork on top of it. It's a big win on this one. So definitely well worth picking up. So what did you think? Did I miss anything in my review? Let me know in the comments below. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any upcoming reviews. And thanks for watching. Bye-bye.